you know that in that 11th standard you have studied that fractional distillation, okay, that vertical column. So when you are boiling, the vapor will go after traveling some distance, it will again come inside and again it will be boiling. Right? That is called refluxing, okay, for a long time. So here what you will get is, this, see that this is speciality of the reaction, note down that also. CH3, CH2, Br, bromine you have taken, so Br plus CO2 plus AgBr. One Br will be attached to the carbon chain, another one Br will be silver bromide. Okay, so here you note down what is the point here. Anybody can tell me what speciality is here? Because during the conversion, this will be very much, because this type of reaction rarely available. Some more also you will study in other places. So note down here, the product will be having one carbon less. Okay, one carbon atom less, one carbon atom less, or one carbon atom more. Na, these type of reactions are very less. Okay, they will ask you that, they will ask, what they will ask is, see, for example, one example I will, because you should study with the application skill. Okay, later on I will also give some questions. Carry out the following conversion. Carry out the N butanol, N-butanol. Okay, N-butanol, all of you know that N-butanol means, that's why I told you you should know the structure of this chapter. I will give that also once again. Will not hurry up. 2 CH2, CH2, OH. Okay, so N-butanol into N-propyl bromide or chloride. Okay, so now what is the thing what I told you, that you have to write the reactant one side. This is the starting material, and the product is what you should get is CH3. Propyl means N, propyl means straight line, CH2, CH2 straight line, all three. Here, bromine should come. Okay, now you write like this. Don't worry about this OH and all. OH can be easily converted into Br. Okay, you have a variety of reagents. Okay, what is that? One is PBr3 is there, and SOBr2 don't write because it is not stable. Okay, so that is only for chloride SOCl2. There you note down that one SOCl2, the better reagent I gave. Now here only for chloride, because the reason is SOCbr2 is unstable and SOI2 does not exist. SOI2 does not exist. That point also note down somewhere, will be helpful. And even you have that, what is that, HBr plus zinc chloride and zinc chloride. These combinations are there. Many reagents I gave you. Even red phosphorus, plus this is actually, this is only that on the spot we will produce by using red phosphorus with Br2. Okay, so these are the reagents are there, but here what is the thing is, here you have to reduce one number. See that 4 carbon, here 4 carbon, and here only 3 carbon. So first you have to look at that. Changing this OH into Br is not at all a problem in many reagents you have studied. So now in this case, immediately it should come to your mind. Okay, so what you have to do is, you have to oxidize. Okay, you have to oxidize. So any oxidizing agent, because up to carboxylic acid, you have to oxidize KMnO4 or K2Cr2O4. So that means what happens is C1, 2, 3, and that fourth one will be converted into carboxylic acid. Then you take it as silver oxide or silver hydroxide, you take, and this will be formed into COOH. And then after that, you just write that what is that, Br2 CCl4 reflux. Okay, so that time this will be, so one number carbon, one carbon atom less means this reaction you can remember. Okay, so note down in a special pages or otherwise nearby itself, you, it should be highlighted that it is important reaction. Okay, so now after that we'll move on to the properties. Right. So for properties means you know that one is physical property and another one is chemical properties. So here see that first of all I'll be using just for better understanding. I'll be using some values and all. I'm telling you in the beginning itself. Don't do not they try to boycott any values. Okay, not at all required. Okay, not at all required. That is only for the understanding purpose. Okay, so don't try to bypass that values. Okay, so first you write down physical properties. In physical properties, I told you we will be discussing around that few properties, solubility and what is that dipole moment related, the interaction related, boiling point and melting point, solubility. And here in this, I will include some more information also that it will be helpful. Okay, so in case of physical properties, the first one is I don't want to say, but still, if you nobody will be asking question, it is carbon one, two, and the carbon one and the carbon two, and all that is what is that colorless gases, gas, and the carbon three up to carbon 18, carbon 18. It is again colorless with sweet smelling, and above carbon 18, above carbon 18, they are colorless solids. This is colorless liquid design. This is liquid, colorless solids. Just for information, otherwise nobody will be asking whether it is a solid, liquid, gas or not. Right. The next one is about boiling point and melting point. Only one place I will mention the melting point, otherwise boiling point and the melting point. Okay. Before going for the discussion, once again you remember that I have already spoken, discussed with you the level standard. See, first of all, boiling point. Now, boiling point means the first. There are two factors. Okay, the first factor you have to apply. Then if it is not helping, then you have to go for the second factor. What is the first factor? It is molar mass. Okay, molar mass or molecular mass, both are same other than the unit. Okay, so here it is a matter of mass, molar mass. The second factor only, what is that? You have to go for intermolecular forces of attraction. Intermolecular forces of attraction, cohesive force. That all cohesive force means only the attraction alone we call it as a cohesive forces. Okay, intermolecular forces of attraction. No, don't apply directly this intermolecular first itself. Okay, because when it boil, what is first you understand what is boiling. What is boiling? Boiling means moving the particles away from each other. They are already liquid. They are already a liquid. So boiling means they are liquid. Inside this, they are moving. Inside this, they are moving, but they cannot come out. Okay, so boiling means they should come out. They should get some energy and to break the intermolecular force, and they should come out. Okay, so that is they have to become gas. This only, but it is a vapor. Actually, boiling means they have to become vapor. Right now, this can be done by heating, by giving energy and all. And this first primary factor is that moving away from each other, that is by the mass. You know that you're moving a table and moving a chair, moving a stool, or moving a small piece of stone and all that, the difference is there. So the primary factor deciding that primary boiling point will be decided by the molar mass. Okay, so first you write down here the first one is higher the molar mass, learn the concept and application. You can, whatever question, if you are thorough in concepts and theory, you will be able to answer any question. Don't worry about that. But concepts are not known, then you cannot approach any question. Remember that. So higher the molar mass, higher is the boiling point. Okay, Okay, this is the primary partner. Now question comes is in case of isomers. Not only isomers, even that in inorganic chemistry, P block and all, you might have studied water, ammonia, and methane. They'll have 16, 17, 18 unified mass or gram per mole. So that time here you cannot apply if they are very close, only one unified mass difference, or they are very almost same like isomers. Isomers means what? Here molar mass same. Molar mass same. At that time, what you do? You look at the intermolecular forces of attraction. Here you remember that hydrogen bonding, once again, hydrogen bonding is the strongest. It is almost very not equal to chemical bonding, but almost very close to that. That is, it is the strongest intermolecular force. And after that, dipole attraction. And here after that. A dipole, induced dipole. I'm writing just a short form like that. And lastly, it is the London force or dispersion force. Okay. Here, even anybody preparing for competitive exam, see, I have already that in the video. You see that even hydrogen bonding also there are two types: ion dipole and ion hydrogen bonding will be between ion dipole and dipole hydrogen bonding. The type of different types are there. They are differing in their strength. Okay, so this is the, at least this sequence should be known to you. Okay, so if suppose one species is having hydrogen bonding, another one is having only dipole attraction, and then definitely hydrogen bonding will be having more attraction, where you need to separate the molecule by spending a lot of heat energy. Boiling point will be higher. Okay, so here what is the concept is stronger the interaction, I directly write attraction, stronger the attraction, higher will be the boiling point, okay. So these 2 points you remember. Okay. Right, now I'll be giving some questions to you. You just to try to answer this question. Okay, so you have to arrange the following in the increasing order of CH3, CH2, CH2, CH. I'm not going for one of the names. CH, CH. CH2, CH3, CH. You also write when I'm writing. You also write. Okay, so this will take it as a structure number 1, structure number 2. I mean, it's isomer. It's not structure. Different compounds they are isomers. All of them are having the molecular formula C4H10-1, H9Cl. All of them are same molecular formula, therefore same molar mass. Right? Okay. Now you tell me. Can anyone tell me that if you have already arranged? Can you tell me the boiling point order? Boiling point order. Boiling point order. Increasing order. You tell me. Increasing order. You tell me.
3, 2, 1.
1, 2, 3.
3, 2,
No, which is highest is which one? Highest is
3, sir. 3, sir.
3 or 1? 3.
1 D, sir.
I'll take 1, 3. Why come? So here the correct answer is highest is this one, and the second highest is this second, and the least one is the third one. Because here only because I see that since though I have given the second concept, stronger the interaction, stronger the attraction, higher will be the boiling point I gave you. But here I don't know how. Still, you see that here what is the attraction? See in this case, see this is dipole, because that is CCl bond is polar, delta plus delta minus. Here also CCl bond is delta plus delta minus. Here also it is CCl bond is the delta plus delta minus. Okay, so here this is dipole. Here also there is a dipole. So yeah, all the 3 molecules are common. That is CCl bond, dipole is the dipole. That is common one. But if they and similarly molecular mass also same common one. So but they have a high even I have the value for one. I'll give the value for I'll give the value. Otherwise, they are differing much. Okay, so they are differing much. Even the exam, they may give the molecular mass, sorry, boiling point value, and you have to write the reason. So remember that here, just write down the concept. I have told you this is not new. I have already given in class 11 for hydrocarbon also same concept. Write down this one more point also regarding the interaction. The difference is only this one. The difference is this hydrocarbon part. See, the hydrocarbon part is the different. This hydrocarbon part. Okay, hydrocarbon means I'll include this resource of all the 4 carbon I'll take. CCl bond, dipole, everywhere it is there. Only matter of it is a hydrocarbon part. So here you just write down the concept, and those who are giving other answer 3 largest, you will understand now this order is the correct answer. As the number of branch increases, as the number of branch increases, the molecule become more and more compact. Okay, compact. You know that. So when the body is becoming spherical, its surface area will be less. I have that given the example, at least you can recall it. Suppose you take 1 kilogram clay. 1 kilogram clay you take. Okay, five cadets you take for 1 kilogram each clay. That means all of you are having same mass. Same mass, molecules present also everything same only. Same like this example. And one of you make it into a bricks like you make the shape, parallel pipe, and that cuboid you make one of you. Another one is sphere like you make, which will have the lowest surface area. The sphere one who has made sphere will be the lowest surface area. You know, in the surface tension also you have studied. That is the reason liquid drops are spherical in shape, because surface area will be low, surface tension will be low. So here, that it means when the branches are increasing, the surface area decreases. The molecules become more and more compact. It means what? It becomes spherical. So that not exactly spherical. They come closer means automatically the surface area decreases. So now dipole interaction though everywhere common. See, in all the 3 structure, dipole is there. Now it is a matter of only London force. London force will be there. You don't think that the dipole is there. Hydrogen bonding is there. See, in water molecule, there is a hydrogen bonding. Okay, there is a hydrogen bonding. What all the interaction present in water molecule? What all the interaction present in molecule and responsible for higher boiling point means that you have to see the option. If suppose there is an option hydrogen bonding, dipole, and London force. If there is an option like this, you have to select. The question is the most appropriate answer you have to choose. So you have to choose this. What is that? The option containing hydrogen bonding, dipole, and van der Waals. Because strongest one is hydrogen bonding. So we speak in terms of that, because that itself can answer you. Doesn't mean that it is not having dipole attraction and London force. It will be also there. It will be a supporting factor. If hydrogen bonding cannot answer, one more molecule also, one more substance also having hydrogen bonding, then next you have to come to dipole. If dipole is also possessed in all the places, then you have to come to London force. That's what I am using here. Dipole everywhere present. That means London force you come. London force directly proportional to surface area. Remember that. Because I have told you in the class also, this is that the London force is a body interaction. How much surface area is available through that only, because electron cloud of one molecule will be attracted by the nuclei of another molecule. Electron cloud of another molecule will be attracted by the first molecule nuclei. That will happen when that means that electron nuclei attraction will be throughout the body, because everywhere in the molecule, everywhere electron cloud will be there, everywhere nuclei will be there. So larger the surface area, larger the attraction, London force. So I have told you also, don't take it as lightly. London force is a very significant force of attraction. It is the weakest among these. Not weakest mean not that it is negligible, because you see the candle wax, or not only candle wax, any higher hydrocarbon you take, that they are solid. Higher hydrocarbons are solid, they have London force only. Here, London force make them to exist as a solid mean you think about their strength. And helium is liquefied. You made to cut pressure temperature and all, leave it. You are cooling and compressing that, leave it. But I am talking about the liquefied helium. And helium is liquefied means there is a very strong attraction. Very strong attraction, understand that. Okay, so that is very important. So here you just write down, as the number of branches increases, the molecule become more and more compact. Therefore, surface area decreases. Hence, surface area decreases. Hence, the boiling point decreases. Okay, boiling point decreases. Now all of you understood that here. The lowest is that the two branches, almost the tertiary. These names also tertiary butyl chloride. This is tertiary butyl chloride. Tertiary butyl chloride. Can you tell me the name of this one? This is isobutyl chloride, and this is N-butyl chloride. The common name, IUPAC name, to all of you will be able to write. Note down. If you do not know, you write down tertiary butyl chloride, isobutyl chloride, and this is N-butyl chloride. There is one more isomer. What is that? I didn't take because that their chlorine position will change. That is, what is that? Secondary butyl chloride. So secondary butyl chloride is carbon chain will be straight, but here chlorine will come because this is secondary carbon. Therefore, secondary butyl chloride. Iso is different. Okay. So now let's move on to this. This is one point you just write down. And now next I am coming to this. Among these different halogen means same. Now I am coming to same alkyl group and different halogens. Different halogens. Tell me what is the order? Or I will be having more boiling point than, or we are having more boiling point than RCl having or yeah. Okay, so here what is this? From here to here, molar mass. First factor is molar mass. Iodine is a very big one, big size. Molar mass decreases, therefore boiling point decreases. Okay, reason, write down. This is same alkyl group but different halogens. Same halogen, different alkyl group. Just now I told you that is as the branching increases more and more, compact the molecule becomes, surface area decreases, boiling point decreases. So that is one. Okay, so in the exam, one example I will give you that see in the exam there is a chance they have asked many times by the data. See, that's why I told you don't by heart the data, not required. They may give, but you remember the concept, okay, related to that. Okay, C2H5Cl and C3H7Cl and so on. More also available. This is 248.8 Kelvin. This is 285.85 Kelvin, and this is 320 Kelvin, and even C4H9Cl. This is 351 Kelvin. Okay, this is boiling point. Okay, now this is you comment on this. Question is comment on this. They have given the data. What is the answer you will write? Tell me, any one of you. What is the answer you will write? What answer you will write?
Molar mass
increases.
No, molar mass, very good. Molar mass increases. Okay, so from here to here, molar mass increases, therefore boiling point. So molar mass increases, boiling point increases. That's all. Similarly, they may give any data, but I have covered up all the data things. Okay, so now I am coming to this. What is that? Aromatic halogen compound. We can here also some slide. Many of you may not know that. So in case of aromatic compound, that is dihalo. Dihalo. Why I am taking dihalo? If it is a monohalo substituted, all of you know benzene ring. Because you will not study naphthalene and all, you will study only benzene ring. Okay, benzene ring, iodine, and benzene ring having bromine as a substitute. This is mono substituted. Okay, then this is chlorine. This order is same like alkyl halogen, molecular mass, sorry, Cl. And yeah. Okay, but in case of dihalo, okay, so I am giving one dihalo compound. This also in that, what is that? I have given one dipole moment related video. It is very deep concepts and all discussed. You can go through the detail. Otherwise, if I'm teaching that, you can understand. This is Cl, Cl. This is again Cl. There are three isomers. This I am coming to isomer. Here it is not isomer. There are molecular mass difference and decided. This is all isomer molecular mass same. Then you tell me now it's you start writing the answer. If you can answer me, you write down. Here this is the answer. Write down. Write down that. First, second, third, boiling point order. You tell me. This is first one. This is first one. This is second one. This is third one. Now you write down boiling point order. Boiling point order. You write increasing order. You write. Okay. Write down. Now tell me which will have more. Highest which one?
3, sir.
Third one.
Three.
One.
Three. Okay. So here also again same 50-50. Two are saying the answer. One is 1, one is 3. Okay. So anyway, let me come to the order for later on. Here now who will decide molecular mass? Say molecular mass or molar mass is same. Molar mass is same. So you all equal. So it is not useful. Second point is attraction. Attraction depends on what? And here they do not have hydrogen bonding, so only dipole attraction, and that is that mu. You should have idea about the dipole moment. Because dipole attraction will be given by the overall molecule mu resultant. Mu r, if I am writing, that is mu resultant. Why I say mu resultant? Because see that now I am writing this bond. See overwriting on that blue color. This is one towards chlorine side from the center of the nucleus. This is another one. See that this is mu. Okay, so that mu resultant is maybe knowing that two bonds are there, mean mu resultant is equal to what is that? There is a formula that is mu1 square plus mu2 square. This is just for mu1 mu2 cos theta. Cos theta. This is the formula to find out the mu resultant. Just note down if anybody is interested. Otherwise, not required. The angle is this angle. Okay, but now I will explain without this result. I will explain. See, the angle is less than here. Angle is less than 90 degree. See, from the center, I'm saying this is one dipole mu1. This is mu2. Okay, the angle is less than 90 degrees. So, what is the less than 90 degree mean? That is net effect is addition effect. Remember that. This is mu overall resultant. Mu resultant in this direction, but here remember that this is additive effect. That in vector you might have studied vector 2 vectors are moving. Means what is that? Moving in the same similar direction but less than 90 degree means that it is additive effect. But here you see that in this case you see this is also one mu1 and this is another mu2. This is mu2 and both are from the center. This angle is what? This angle is greater than 90 degree. So one is going this side, one is going this side, and net effect will be here only. But this is mu resultant, but it is less subtractive effect. More than 90 degree onwards, that vector quantity will be subtracting each other. Okay, that means here what happened? This is exactly opposite. Wait for some time. Can you see the board here? Can you see the board?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the writing. So now see that. So here, in this case, you see that the angle is exactly opposite to each other. So now what is that? Mu is resultant is equal to 0. Because both the sides Cl only, so same. Otherwise, close to 0 I can write. But since the groups also same, chlorine, CCl bond, then it will be exactly symmetrical shape 0. Okay, so now see that mu represents the dipole, strength of the dipole. That means I am talking about the overall molecule. Bond doesn't matter, molecule only, because the molecule only intermolecular force of attraction. This dipole attraction is molecule dipole. That will be mu resultant. Now tell me who is having the highest mu? The first structure is having the highest mu. Second one is less mu. And so that mu order, I am saying that mu order highest is first one. Second one is having less, and the third one is least, and that is the sequence for the boiling point also, because mu represents the attraction. So in case of I, it will be stronger attraction. So this point you write down, the boiling point of ortho will be dihalogen benzene, dihalobenzene will be strongest, highest, and next will be meta, and that para will be the least. Okay, so this is a special example. Just to note down that. Now let me come to only that I am coming to melting point. In this example itself, melting point. So now tell me this, I just now I gave that, you tell me which will have the highest melting point. Melting point also molar mass first reason, second reason only interaction as well as mainly the thickness on lattice. The first reason is molar mass only first reason for melting point. For melting point, molar mass is the first reason. Second reason is interaction as well as mainly fitness of molecules. Fitness of molecules to form lattice. To form lattice. Lattice is crystal lattice. Okay, so here you tell me Cl ortho position, Cl meta position. Arrange them in the melting point order. Cl. Melting point order you arrange.
One, two, three.
Okay, this is 1, 2, 3. You arrange in this melting point order, increasing order. Melting point. No doubt that the highest melting point will be for their isomers, molecular mass cannot be used. Okay, so that means the highest one is, I am writing here, highest one is third. Second highest is first, and then second is the least. Okay, anyway, just try to find out the reason. Why that third is the highest one? Because there is a symmetry. They will not ask in this way, they will give the values, and mainly that they'll say the answer, words they'll ask para isomer melting point is greater than ortho and meta. So for you the question becomes easier. But here the meta and ortho also I'll tell the reason, but mostly they'll ask this way, give reason. So you can easily say that in meta isomer there is a symmetry. There is a symmetry. See the Cl opposite side, there is a symmetry, and therefore the molecule fits more suitably. All of them will fit, that is why they become solid. Fits more suitably in lattice. Okay, that is the reason melting point is higher, right? And here in case of this ortho and para, ortho and meta, both of them are not symmetry. One is projected here, one is projected in meta direction. But then you take the interaction. See here overall mu, see that the intermolecular force will be mu resultant. Here mu resultant, here but less. I am writing shorter means less mu resultant. So here the molecules are attracting stronger. Both are not having symmetry, both will be fitting in a similar pattern. That time attraction will decide. So here mu is more, so more intermolecular attraction, so they will hold them more stronger in that. That is why the first is given. That is second. Otherwise, I think in CBSE they'll ask only para isomer is greater than ortho and meta. That is how they asked. Even individually asked also, please note down the sequence with reason. Right? Okay. Solubility, write down solubility. Here one important point I want to discuss with you, which you may not know before. Solubility, first of all, you write down that alkyl halides are insoluble in water. This point is very important because later on when I come to the distinguish between that time the distinguish between primary halide, secondary halide, like that. They are when alcohol chapter mainly primary alcohol. That time this reaction I will use. So take it as this point I will take regarding the solubility. Alkyl halides are insoluble. Okay, they're insoluble. They will form a white turbidity when you dissolve in water. So, what is the reason? First of all, for the reason for the solubility, when that RH is alone and water is alone, and now both of them are joined together, RH versus H2O. Okay, so this is in the same container, and here they are in the different container. That is before mixing. This is before mixing. Before mixing. This is after mixing. Okay, in the solution chapter, I hope that you have studied in detail that I told you also. Here that only that solvent solute will take A interaction, B interaction. That means A interaction, B interaction, or vice versa. Here what happened? AB interaction, A molecule versus. So here the interaction is RX versus water interaction. Here water versus here one more water molecule. Here RX versus RX because they are pure substances, right? But here this attraction should be stronger. Then we can say soluble. Then we can say soluble. But here what happened? It is not. Then insoluble. Why insoluble? Tell me. Why insoluble? Why insoluble? Because that RX versus H2O interaction is weaker than what is that? That is H2O versus H2O. One of the any both you can use, but one of them you can use sufficient. What is the reason? Because in case of H2O, there is a hydrogen bonding. But this is only dipole interaction. Because RX cannot form because when you take this is square type I am taking, this is water. The square type is water. Okay, and then that circle I am taking, this is what is this? This is RX. So this is RX, and this is water. So when you are mixing that, they will come in between means what? They will try to soluble means what? What is this attraction? Water versus RX. Water versus RX. That means if this is stronger, then only it will remain. Otherwise, they will go away from each other. Now here, they will go away. They will form a white color precipitate like that. All RX will be going one side to form an insoluble. They are colorless. That means that some white also taking colorless turbidity like it will become. So that is because hydrogen bonding is there in water, but when they are mixed together, so they write the reason. The reason for insolubility write down because RX alkyl halide cannot form or cannot involve. The better right is cannot form hydrogen bonding with water. Cannot form hydrogen bonding with water. That is understood. No need to write the story. That means what happened? When they were alone, water was having hydrogen bonding, but when mixed together, that hydrogen bonding is disturbed. Definitely, weaker attraction will not happen. Always substance, whether it's a chemical bond or non-chemical bond, doesn't matter. Attraction, strongest attraction only they will remain, and therefore they will remain as water separately and RX separately. So the solution will be turbidity, looking turbid. Okay, so that point also regarding solidity. One more point about the solidity I want to say. That is that it is different, okay, but here in this solidity different opposite explanation, opposite explanation. As the branching increases, the hydrophobic understand by writing so understand so that automatically you will agree with the final result what I mean. As the branching increases, the hydrophobic, I'm including it to make it the shortest possible manner. Okay, hydrophobic is a This solubility means dissolving in water. Water will come and surround this alkyl halide. That time this hydrophobic hydrocarbon only will repel that. Okay, more repulsion means very, very less soluble. Less repulsion means somewhat relatively more soluble. That's what you have to understand. Otherwise, all of them are insoluble, very poorly soluble. Okay, but among them, which is better soluble, which is less soluble, I am discussing. So, as the branding increases, the water disliking that hydrocarbon partner, the hydrophobic alkyl size decreases. Become more and more compact. I told you that word I am using now, that hydrophobic alkyl group, hydrocarbon group is becoming smaller in size. That is becoming compact, smaller in size. Therefore, water can interact stronger. Because it's at the N-butyl, the first example you see, it is a very big one, completely big size covering that, because you know the surface area more when it is unbranched one. So that means the water for larger area, the water is not allowed to interact with the CCl network. Okay, but when that branching increases, that hydrocarbon part will become smaller and smaller. Therefore, water can interact with them little stronger. Okay, so they will have more solubility. This point is opposite to boiling point. Don't confuse. Okay, when branching increases, boiling point will decrease. But when branching increases, there is no better write down that directly. That branching increases solubility. Solubility increases. Branching increases, boiling point decreases. Okay, this is the key point you have to remember. But in reason, you should express in words. Okay. So with this, I conclude these physical properties. Let us go to the chemical properties. Okay, today I'll be completely thoroughly discussing about one very important chemical property. Time permits, we will go further. There only there hardly 3-4 chemical reactions of that. So chemical properties. The first one is substitution reaction. Okay, substitution reaction. First one. Okay, second one will be elimination, and then reduction, and then combustion like that. We study few reactions. The first one is substitution. That also nucleophilic substitution. Why nucleophilic substitution? Because the halogen is a nucleophile. That is why. Otherwise, electrophilic substitution also will take place. I will come to that. That is for aromatic hydrocarbon. Okay, benzene with benzene ring with halogen. Okay, so that is electrophilic. But here I am talking about first the nucleophilic substitution in RX. And during the optical isomerism, I told a little bit about plane polarized light. Once again, I will speak about that. And that time I told you in halogen chapter there is a discussion. That time I will include more information about that. This is the place. Here only I am going to talk about the optical activity. That also not completely because it is a very vast chapter, very big chapter, but essential information I will give. Right? First of all, you understand thoroughly. Then when you question how the question will be asked, I will tell you even in the textbook backside today itself you open and see the back questions, exercise questions, and many of them related to this SN1, SN2, all the questions you will be able to answer. Remember that. Okay, so first of all, this is substitution. N stands for nucleophilic. Okay, so substitution, nucleophilic substitution. This one stands for unimolecular. Unimolecular. Molecularity, you have studied rate of reaction in chapter chemical kinetics, so it is easy for you. Unimolecular. Molecularity is 1. What is the molecularity is 1? That means only one molecule is involved in the rate determining step. I use the word shortest form rate determining step, RDS. I have written. Okay, so in the rate determining step, there is only one chemical species. Okay, only one RX alone, or something like that, or maybe the reagent. Because in any organic reaction, one substrate, will be there, and one reagent. Okay, we generally call it as an attacking agent or attacking reagent. I'm writing this to you. So out of these two, only one is participating in the rate determination because the unimolecular means what? Molecularity, what means? Number of molecules taking part in the number of molecules colliding with each other in the rate determining step. In case of multi-step reaction, complex reaction, only one step. This generally the slowest step will be the rate determining step because faster step, very fast taking place now, that will be in no time it will take place. It will not affect the rate. It will not be contributing to the rate. Only the slowest step will be contributing to the rate of the reaction. Okay, so in the rate determining step, only one either substrate or reagent. We will discuss. I am going to explain the mechanism. We will discuss that time. We will understand which one. Okay, so this rate determining step only one. That is why unimolecular. You may ask questions as how only one, because there is some vibration and all may take place. N2O4 or N2O5, that is that they are vibrating, they will decompose into two pieces. Decomposition reactions are mostly some decomposition bimolecular, but depending upon the balanced equation, you have to think that. Okay. Now here, SN2 means the 2 stands for bimolecular. Okay, bimolecular. That is molecularity is equal to 2. So that means here Rx is also involved and the reagent is also involved. The reagent, I am writing a reagent R for that reagent. Both are involved in the rate determining step. Okay, that's how it is. I'm going to explain the mechanism. Later on, you should know the difference between SN1 and SN2 all and the stereochemical aspect. Very important is stereochemical. That only the stereochemistry later, because in both the cases the stereochemistry is different. But let us complete the reaction pattern. At last, I will come to the stereochemical aspect of this reaction. With this, we'll see that I will time to the next other two reactions also I will complete. This is the main reaction completed. 2-3 pages you will find out. I am going to give many more also because that will come in different chapter. It is better to that time instead of recalling, I will give here itself. I will give you that what are the examples. Plenty of examples, around 11 examples be giving you. Okay, so that understand this. Every example, only the chemical species will differ. Pattern will be same. Okay, right. Now, rate determining step, only one species involved. Right. Here now this is the thing you understand. And now one more shortcut, but after that I will explain. This is point number 1. And point number 2, you remember that one in shortcut because you should remember some shortcut also. If it is unimolecular, that reaction will take place in because one is there, maybe you remember opposite is 2 steps. It will take place in 2 steps. SN2 reaction will take place in 1 step. 1 step. Okay, this point also you remember. And regarding the stereochemistry, we will leave some space. Okay, those who are taking notes, leave some space. I have written only 2 points. I will write more points around 3 or 4 important points we may be writing. So leave some space. Then you come to the explanation. Okay, now I am taking some example to explain what is SN1. Right. First, the reaction is what? That is when RX is reacting with a nucleophile. Nucleophile, all of you know that it is a negative symbol with 2 electron pair, and it will form R nucleophile bond and plus X minus. This is a leaving group. Leaving group. Okay, leaving. Now, this is the attacking reagent. Okay, so here what is this substitution reaction? The better nucleophile or the stronger nucleophile, right? On the stronger nucleophile, because X minus also nucleophile. And here I am going to use a common symbol, but variety of example. The first example I'll be using is OH minus. Okay, stronger nucleophile can replace or can substitute or displace or replace weaker nucleophile. Okay, nucleophile. So here at room temperature. Otherwise, the conditions, temperature and all, you have to provide, at least you have to provide to support. Otherwise, at room temperature, they will easily. Then see that the Rx plus OH minus giving ROH. So here you are studying it as a property. But in alcohol chapter, this reaction will come in the preparation. So note of that. That time I will skip. I will not any reaction repeating will not be means repeating in some place. I will skip that. I just refer so and so. Okay, that's why I'm spending a lot of time here and moving. So everyone don't expect. So this is the properties. Means reactant side coming in, that is properties. Product side coming means in the alcohol. Next chapter is alcohol chapter. The preparation of alcohol, you will use this reaction. So this OH minus is from NaOH or it may be from KOH solution. Okay, so that OH. This is the reaction. Okay, so this is SN reaction. Now let us come to let us explain whether it is a SN1 or SN2. That depends upon this one. Because OH minus, though nothing is OH minus comes and replaces. Okay, X is going on. And understand. But now, what is SN1 or SN2? How to decide? But you are going to decide now itself. For that, I am taking one methyl chloride. Okay, so methyl chloride I am taking. Three-dimensionally, you have an idea that see that suppose you see this is the ball. Okay, this is the ball. This is the carbon atom ball. Okay, carbon atom ball. You imagine the tetrahedral means it is on the board in front of you also visible. That behind the board one shape will be there because this is the carbon. This is the carbon. 1, 2, 3, 4, and one will be going down. Okay, so the top is backside, and the remaining three, that these three, because I am viewing in this direction. In between these three, the down I used to have the shoulder my fingers now. So I am viewing this molecule in this direction. So what happened? Chlorine is backside. Okay, chlorine I am putting a dash and backside I am writing backside. But this what about the hydrogen? Here one hydrogen, here one hydrogen, and here one hydrogen. Okay, so this is hydrogen, 3 hydrogen like this. If you look from this, between this is hydrogen, my 3 fingers are hydrogen, remember that. And this side is halogen. Okay, I am viewing from here that carbon atom is there, and the carbon atom is sticking actually. The board and all will write line, that is just for bond representation. But here, actually they will be sticking. Their electron cloud will be overlapping. Covalent compound overlapping concept. Right? So they will be sticking. Now, suppose one OH minus attacks. Is you come to this molecule. This molecule, I am taking C, H, H, H. This is a triangular shape like that, okay? And this side, Cl. Okay, now this OH cannot attack from this side. Tell me, one of you tell me the reason first. OH cannot attack from this side. Repulsion, because this is a nucleophile having 3 lone per electron. Here that here one. See, this is the psi square. And OH also having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 electron. Because the minus including minus one more lone per, so totally 3. So this electron cloud, this also electron cloud will be there. Now there will be a repulsion. So now what I am doing, I am dividing this molecule into this in the carbon atom. I am dividing this 180-degree angle here, the OH from this side, OH from this side, or OH minus from this side, or OH from this side, it is not permitted. Okay, no, not at all taking place. Because nucleophile, electron cloud will repel. So only possibility is what OH should attack from here. Because OH has to attack, see if it OH has to get bonded with carbon, not with Cl. So OH will attack the carbon only because it is a stronger nucleophile. Automatically that CCl bond will be loosened, it will be left over because I told you any chemical species will like to form a stronger bond. Okay, so here it will come and attack. So from this side it will attack. Now tell me, in this OH attack is possible or not? OH attack is possible. Now next I am coming to one more structure. This is tertiary butyl, this is carbon again. CH, Cl. Cl is other side, okay? If you want, I will just to show. C is opposite side. Not visible to you, so I am using dash. Then after that, here what is this? This is one CH3. This is one CH3. This is one CH3, the time. That means here when I want to draw now, see this is one CH3. This is one CH3. And this is another CH3. See, this is CH3, CH3, CH3. Okay, understood or not? So this is the C3, CH3 inside only. Now see that, now that OH minus cannot attack from this side, chlorine side. So OH minus attack from this side also not possible. Here reason is steric. Steric reason. Here reason is the 180 degree this side, is 180 degree this side, it is nucleophile repulsion. But 180 degree this side, here it can attack, here it cannot attack because you see that all of them are the bigger group. Now CH3, CH3, CH3. So now this attack also not possible. Reason is steric factor. The steric means what? Bulky groups are crowding in a place. Bulky groups are crowding. That is called steric factor. So on one single carbon atom, bigger than carbon, because carbon plus 3 hydrogen is slightly bigger than carbon. That also 3 number, CH3, CH3, CH3. That means opposite side 180 degree also attack by OH is not possible because carbon is not visible. It cannot penetrate through this gap and all. Remember that. They also have electron form. Cannot go. Understood or not? So remember that. Now I am coming to that one next page. I am coming. Now what will happen? What will happen? First you tell me what will happen in case of CH3, CH3, CH3. It cannot attack from both the sides. So what will happen? This bond will break. Okay, will be heating and at least used to be in industrial process that different. But practically what will happen? This C, once the bond is broken, it will become carbocation. It will become sp2 hybridized. Planar. See that it will become. Understand clearly because by using this only the stereochemistry also I will explain. Planar plus Cl minus. It has to wait because OH cannot attack from any side. One side nucleophile repulsion. Another side what is that? Another side steric repulsion. Steric repulsion one side. Another side electrostatic repulsion minus repulsion. So it has to wait for breaking. And now here this will be the formation. Carbocation will form because CCl bond is polar. In CX, this is delta more electronegative, so delta minus, this is delta plus, it's a polar bond. So therefore when it breaks by heating or by any catalyst or by any reagent attacking them breaking in, it will be a heterogeneous C plus and X minus. Heterogeneous fission only will take place. Heterolytic fission. Now carbocation is formed. This is the slow step. Like I told you, whenever a bond breaking is because next one is what second step is carbocation plus OH minus is waiting. It could not attack from both the sides. So after breaking, it is a better nucleophile, that means stronger nucleophile. It will form a COH bond. It will be very fast because it is an ionic interaction. See a cation and anion. interaction. Like that, in the salt analysis, you did so many ionic reactions. Now, similarly, here it is a very fast. In one particular instant, a fraction of a second, the reaction will take place. So this is a very fast, and the rate determining step is first step. Rate determining step. You tell me in rate determining step how many molecules are involved. You tell me only Rx is involved. Only Rx. Here it is. The example is this one, but generally Rx. Only one molecule involved. So this is SN1. SN1 reaction taking place in how many steps? This is first step and second. This is step 2. So this is step 1. This is step 1. This is step 2. So SN1, that is why I told you why SN1, because in the slow step, rate determining step, only one molecule is involved. It is breaking the bond, vibration, breaking by heating or catalyst or whatever it is doing. But that means OH minus is not involved at all. The slow step, rate determining step, only one alkyl halide alone involved. Therefore, it is unimolecular, and it will take place in 2 steps. And remember that here bulky group will be attached. These all bulky groups will be attached to the carbon to be attacked. Carbon in which halogen is attached. Now, in this carbon, bulky groups will be attached. SN1, 2 steps, bulky groups will be attached. Therefore, it will go for SN1. Like that you remember. Okay, that's all right. Now, second step is here itself we understand. I remove some portions in the same diagram. I remove this side. Okay. And now you tell me when OH minus is attacking, which side will attack? Somebody's mic is on here. Okay. Now see that this is your plane, like you understand. Now I am turning the plane. See, this is the plane. Now this is the plane. This is the plane. See, this is the plane. Here this is the carbon plus, and here one carbon and that carbon, that carbon. See, means you can say that I am the triangular plane, like I am showing like this, vertical to the board screen, vertical I am perpendicular to that I am showing. Now, what is that OH minus? Here CH3 is there. Here one CH3 is there. Here one CH3 is the triangular plane, but when you see this position, it look like a line only. So only OH minus can attack from this side. Once it is attacking from this side, what happens? Carbon, OH will come this side, and the CH3 will come here. CH3 will be bending towards that side. Because now automatically it becomes sp3. This is sp2. It becomes sp3 when it forms 4 bond. And another one is what? Here this carbocation, carbon cation, if it is attacked from this side, OH minus is attacked, then what happens? COH will be here, and this is CH3, this is CH3, and this is CH3. See, now this is looking same like this one. Same like reactant, see reactant, and this is product, and this is. That means which side it will attack? Anybody can tell me the answer? Which side will attack? OH minus will attack from the left hand side of the board, what I have drawn first diagram, or right hand side. Which side will attack? Anybody? Anybody? Tell me, right side or left side? Fast. If I write though, you will tell.
Right side.
50-50%. Why right side? Tell me. Anything is there? Any magic is there right side? Just look at it. It's a normal concept, no twisting, nothing behind, nothing hiding. It's a normal one plane, all same nature. And both the side it is free because it is a fast reaction. I told you, minus plus attraction. Whichever side, because inside the beaker molecule will be somewhere in any side is possible. So here 50-50%. So the first product will form 50%. The second product will form 50%. This point alone you remember when I discuss about the stereochemistry, I will take about that. And now I am not touching the stereochemistry. Later on I will discuss. Okay, so this is the thing. Any doubt you want to clarify?
Sir, are both not same molecules, sir?
Which one? Both are not same. Molecule substance is same, but they are having optical activity difference. If they are optically active, they are not optically active because same group are attached. Okay, same groups are attached. That's why I told you I will come back separately. If different groups are attached, Both of them are not same chemical compound, same IUPAC name is same, but one will be plus rotation, one will be minus rotation, one will be D rotation, one will be L rotation. If they are optically active, RX is optically active. If RX is optically active, that ROH you are getting a product, that also will be optically active. But what will happen in case of SN1? What will happen in case of SN2? That's what I am going to explain in the stereochemical aspect. Now let us complete the remaining portions. Okay, so suppose now see that now CH3Cl, CH3, CH2Cl, CH3, CH, CH2Cl, CH3. And this one. And CH3 is CH3. Okay. Now question, my question is, arrange the following. Write down all of you, copy down the question. Arrange the following. Arrange the following in the increasing order of their reactivity. Arrange the following in the increasing order of their reactivity towards SN1. Towards SN1. Okay. So far I was explaining you what is SN1, SN2. SN1 will take place in 2 steps. SN2 will take place in 1 step. I didn't tell you, I'll tell you later on the mechanism. Okay, but at least you can understand. Once you understood the SN1, it is enough to answer this question, because towards SN1. You tell me which type of chemical compound will be, alkyl halide will be very active towards SN1. They will not like to go for SN2. That is that CCl, carbon carrying chlorine, the point you note down, carbon carrying chlorine or bromine halogen. I will write that carbon carrying halogen, and that is attached to more alkyl group. More alkyl group, that means 3 alkyl group means tertiary. 2 alkyl group means secondary. Okay, so that means if it is maximum is 3. So the three alkyl group tertiary RX, tertiary alkyl halide will be more reactive for SN1, because it cannot attack from this side, cannot attack from this side, so it has to wait for breaking. That is SN1 only. Okay, so that means it is more reactive. Suppose if this is hydrogen, that it becomes secondary, then it is slightly less than this. So this is less than this, secondary RX. And then in that way you can write, and primary RX, and lastly methyl chloride or methyl halide. This is the order. Now tell me towards SN2, how do you write? Towards SN2 means what? It is more, SN2 will be, if it is not a bulky group. So what happens? CH3Cl will be, CH3X will be more reactive, and primary will be then little less reactive, secondary will be least, and tertiary will be least. Means if CH3 is there, means what is that? CH3 is there, means that it will attack will be possible. In 1 step it will be possible, that is SN2. This order you remember that, how to identify the reactivity I'm telling you. Okay, but here you add up one more also, I will explain you later on. And here you write one allyl group, more reactive than tertiary. I will explain, don't worry, the order you write now. Allyl group, allyl halide, and which is again more than that is benzyl halide. And similarly here it will come allyl halide and benzyl halide. Up to primary, secondary, tertiary, no problem, but allyl and benzyl, I will, with a special reason, if you read in the textbook, you may not understand fully, so I will just give you benzyl halide. This point right now. Okay, so before going for that allyl and benzyl, I will let me finish up the SN2. SN2 is SN2 mechanism. SN2 what will happen? I'm taking that one C with X, here one hydrogen, here one hydrogen, here one hydrogen.
So,
Same thing is for, tell me.
and the reactivity towards SN1 and SN2, are you declaring only based on the bulky group?
Based on bulky group. Because bulky group
Yes, sir.
means it's not possible now. That's it. Hello. Okay. Any other reason you want to include that? SN2, SN1 only difference is at one step it cannot take place, mean it will go for two steps. That is SN1. Yes, in SN1, SN2, you see that here one is in primary. This is primary RX. This is methyl halide. This is methyl halide. First example. Okay, so first example. In both the cases, we'll discuss. What happened here that OH minus, I will use the color different color. OH minus can attack. OH minus can attack in both the cases. OH here very easily, here easily. That's all. Because why I say easily, because small difference is the real. Instead of hydrogen, one R is there, little bigger group. But still, because of hydrogen, more space will be available. But here it is complete, all three are hydrogen, more space will be available. Okay, so attack is possible. So what will happen? In one step, I am telling that in one step, the product will form. The product is, what is that? This side, see here only one, no two chances. Here OH will come. Because it is attacking from this side, mean opening of umbrella. See that this is the case, hydrogen, three hydrogen is there. And OH is coming and attacking now, making bond, first it will attack, making bond, that time this H will come like this, and they will go to that side. Here, then because the halogen will be going out. So this side, what happened? This H will come to this side. It is just a reversing of that umbrella like that. No? That is the way you understand. Okay, one side, because of that wind, this OH is coming faster and joining that. And plus X minus. In one step it will go, one step, only one step. But I am just showing via what? Okay, don't think that, sir, here also you are writing two step. No, I am not at all writing two step. I am writing only that how the change is taking place. Otherwise, when it is added at a time, same reaction, one step, that the product will be formed. But what will happen via what will happen? This carbon, okay, this carbon with one hydrogen here, that the opening of umbrella, this is it consider it as a plain line. Okay, so this is a thing will be coming, and this is a plane. I don't want to show that in dash because some other place I want to use. Okay, so now OH, this OH, and this side is X, Cl or Br. This bond is formed slowly. Mean carbon will have only 4 valency. So the fifth one is formed. Mean one of them will be loosened. Is a CX bond only loose because CH bond is stronger. Is a polar bond, so here only it will be loosening. And this I cannot write simply, otherwise it becomes step. So this is unstable. Unstable. This is called a transition state. Transition state. OH is attacking, partially forming bond, and CX bond is partially loosened. That's all. And after that means in one step it is taking attack and leaving. This is I am just showing with imagination. It's called mechanism. Mechanism is nobody, no scientists have gone inside the beaker, or they themselves saw, they saw through some microscope or nothing. That is with some guessing only. Reactant was this one, they know very well. Product also formed, they separate and purify, they study, they know the product also. So from that they think yes, the reaction might have taken place like this. That explanation is called mechanism. So here what I have shown is that is just a mechanism. It is a transition changing state. Otherwise, in one go, that directly in one step, the alkyl halide will be converted into alkyl alcohol. Okay, so but here what happened? Only one possibility. OH comes to this side and 3 hydrogen go to other side. In the previous example, 50-50% I told. Remember that this is for stereochemical purpose. The next time coming to the stereochemical discussion. Stereochemical discussion. Okay, so I think I'll just to continue instead of giving break and all, I'll continue with this stereochemical and I will wind up. So we'll continue in the next class. Any doubt you want to clarify? Understood now? So this is what that is taking place. See that now why that molecularity is true? See, this is the step, only one step. This is only one step. Reaction is only one step. In that, what are the species involved? RX also involved, nucleophile also involved. Both are involved. This is nucleophile and this is RX. Both are involved. Molecularity is 1 plus 1, 2. Molecularity is 1 plus 1, 2. That is why 2 in one step taking place. Remember, not having bulky group. This is how you, so then only you will be able to write. Now you tell me which will be more reactive for that SN2. In the SN2 reactivity, in the previous page itself, I have given, you tell me which will be more reactive. CH3Cl will be more reactive because the full gap very easily it will attack. The next one is what? CH3, CH2Cl. Because in this C, one hydrogen, this carbon only attached to chlorine. And then here one CH3, one alkyl group, a little less easily. Again, one more is this is primary. Then again, secondary means a little difficult. I'm giving the possibility. And lastly, least only tertiary. Okay, now I am coming to the conclusion. You write down that methyl halide and primary halide will always prefer to take place SN2, and tertiary halide will always like to go with the SN1 mechanism, and secondary halide will be either SN1 or SN2 depending upon the condition, solvent and all that may be changed. Okay, but both are possible. We get in the middle. So tertiary, no doubt it is SN1. Primary, no doubt it is SN2. Methyl also SN2. But the secondary alone, what is that? It is in between, not much bulky also, not very space also. So it may go depending upon that nucleophile, nature of nucleophile attacking, but depending upon that solvent and condition, reaction condition, it may take either secondary or tertiary. Okay. So this. Then here your question, sir, you gave this one. So allyl and phenyl, benzylic group, why they are stronger? See, I gave you that highest priority. Okay, so highest reactivity for benzyl chloride, benzyl halide. Okay, benzyl, I am taking the example of chloride, but benzyl bromide iodide also. Then I gave you allyl will be again next to more, because you thought that tertiary only more reactive. But more than tertiary, allyl is reactive. Allyl chloride. This is SN1, that is SN1 reactivity. Here though I explained, I took the tertiary butyl alcohol and I explained. But that is the, you thought that is the more chances because carbon with here one R, and here one R, that all completely blocked, and therefore OH minus cannot attack. So it has to go for SN1 only. SN only, it has to wait for breaking of this bond. Then that carbon plus will come, then it will attack. Okay, understand? So you thought like that. But now, here more than that one reactivity is there. For that, how you will explain that? How you can explain? You have to explain based on the stability of carbocation, because SN1 mechanism, SN1 reaction, just now I explained, it takes place in two steps. The first step, when carbocation is formed, and if the carbocation is more stable, what happens? Reactivity is more or less. There is an alkyl halide here. There is an alkyl halide. It forms a R plus, and then it forms ROH. Now, if this is more stable, relatively when compared to another one carbocation, I am going to explain because benzyl, allyl, and this tertiary, all cations are formed. So, if that is more stable, reactivity is more or less. The complete reaction reactivity is more or less. Reactive, one of you tell me, any one of you, reactivity is more here, reactivity more. Reactivity means how the reaction will proceed. If that intermediate is stable, means what? It will like to form that. in a faster manner it will like to form, and then the reaction will be faster. Reactivity is more stable. That is based on that stability only I am going to explain. That is why I am asking you to understand. Okay, more so note down the point. More is the in SN1 reaction. In SN1 mechanism, stronger the stability of, or more is the stability of carbocation, more will be the reactivity of alkyl halide. Because alkyl halide only will be converted into, that is a slow step, bond breaking step. Second step, don't bother, it will very fast. First step only you will decide the reactivity. Okay, so more stable is the carbocation, more reactivity of the alkyl halide. Remember that. Now let me come to allyl and allyl group. All of you know what is allyl group. Allyl group in the classification I told you, there is a vinyl group attached to the primary carbon. This is a primary carbon where the halogen is attached. This is the primary carbon. Remember that. This is primary. So allyl is primary only. Primary, but still primary is very less reactive. But here is a primary, but still it is more. That is why it is an important question. Sir, primary carbon is supposed to be secondary, and primary carbon with halogen attached is the least reactive. But here it is primary halide, but more reactive. Why? Because when this bond is breaking, minus Cl minus, when the bond is breaking, what will happen? CH2 double bond, CH single bond, CH2 plus. This plus means all of you know there will be a empty orbital, empty p orbital, empty p orbital. Here also I am removing this pi bond. Here so I am showing that removing this pi bond. And what is the pi bond made of? Pi bond is made of here one p orbital, here one p orbital. Both of them are having. How do that one electron each? Now see that the distance between these two p orbital, this the right side p orbital, both are same. So why not? They will have a complete pi overlap. This is resonance. Resonance, that means that what happens? See that this positive charge will be decreasing because they are giving electron through resonance, so that it will become more stable. Resonance stabilized. Resonance stabilized. I will wait, I will give you the stabilized. I will give the resonating structure CH2 double bond CH. This is how you have to write resonating structure CH2 plus. Okay, so now what will write here? This will come here. And so that is resonating structure. How will you write? That is CH2 and single bond it becomes CH, because double bond comes here, CH2, and then the positive charge will come here. Okay, its electron is going to the other side. And what is the resonance hybrid? What is the resonance hybrid? CH2, single bond CH, single bond CH2, and that resonance is starting from this carbon to that carbon. It's called the resonance hybrid, and some are positive charge. Okay, so this is resonance. Wherever resonance, you know, resonance is a stabilizing factor. Instead of holding these two nuclei, it is holding all the three. This is not a correct structure. This is not a correct structure. This is one of the resonating. This is one of the resonating. The true structure is resonance hybrid, or right? Resonance hybrid. And resonance hybrid is all the carbon nuclei are held by those electrons. That means overall stability is increasing. That is called resonance, stabilized by resonance. So due to that stabilize, so once it is more stable, means what happened? Suddenly it will form because it will support. So with the less energy itself, that first step will take place easily. Then second step will very fast. Okay, so that is the reason, due to resonance stabilized, it is more stable, therefore more reactive. So don't forget. Then question next is coming to that sir, benzyl. That is I introduced in the first classification. Benzyl, phenyl, different. Phenyl is not more reactive. Don't think that phenyl is not more reactive. Benzyl means this is benzene ring having one CH2, and this is actually alkyl halide. It's not aryl halide. Understand that. This is alkyl halide. Understand. This is alkyl halide because halogen is attached in this carbon, which is alkyl. Not here. It is aryl halide. Is halogen should be directly attached to this. This is aryl halide. This is aryl halide. But this is not the benzyl. This is only benzyl halide. So this is alkyl halide. The name is benzyl. Okay, so now benzyl I am writing directly with the big structure I am writing so that you can understand. Here there will be a 1, 2, 3, and here 1 CH2, and OH gone means what will come? Positive charge. Positive charge. Now I am writing in this form that what you studied in 11th standard when you studied the resonance, so that easy to understand. So this you consider it is in front of you, and here one CH2 is there. Plus means what? This is empty orbital. This is plus empty orbital. And then here what happened? Well, before the resonance we are simply showing, but it is not the true structure. It is not the true structure. You are simply showing double bond, but you have to draw the circle. So what is that circle? Here see that they are having, each carbon is having one above, one lobe above, one lobe below, one lobe above, one lobe below, like that you understand. Okay, so now all of them are having one electron, and they are equidistant, right side, left side, both the side equidistant. So why they are forming one place localized? They are delocalized. This is completely formed, and this will be extended. This also equidistant. So that see that the resonance is. I can write you practice. I can write. See that how I write. This will go here, and this will positive charge will come here. Then this will come here, and positive charge will come here. And this will come here, positive charge will come here. Then finally this will come here, again positive charge will. Like that, 5 structure you can draw, and 5 structure resonance hybrid. This is the resonance hybrid. So 5 structure resonating means what? It is very, very highly stable. The previous allied halide only 2 structure. In the resonance, one of the important sub-concept, sub-postulate, what is that? More is the number of resonating structure, more will be the stability. If any structure is stabilized by resonance, having 5 resonating structure, another one is 4 resonating structure, another one is 3 resonating structure, the more stable will be the 5 resonating one. Less will be 4, again less will be 3. More is the number of resonating structure, more will be the stability. Remember that. Okay, so this now I hope that all of you understood what is that allyl and benzyl group, why they are more reactive for SN1 reaction, because the carbocation formed in the first step is more stable due to resonance stabilization. Resonance stabilization. Okay, now I am coming to this stereochemical aspect, with this today's class I will wind up. So I just request all of you to listen one more time. Before going for the conclusion, once again I will tell you that all of you know that what is this normal light. Okay, so normal light I will just represent like this. What is normal light? Normal monochromatic light, you say, no? Normal monochromatic light from the ordinary source. That means in the propagation, if the light is going in this direction, that different wavelength will be oscillating like this. This is oscillating like this. This is wavelength, different wavelength. That is what represented in 2 dimension like this. Means in the direction of propagation, perpendicular to the direction of propagation, in 360 degrees there. Understand 3 dimensional. You are in 12th standard. You should have that capacity. And in addition, light chapter in physics you should have studied. And with the different, otherwise you look at this some diagram which is having a 3D effect in the textbook and all. Okay, so here that perpendicular to this direction of propagation, many directions that oscillation of the different waves will be taking place. That is a different wavelength, varying wavelength will be taking place. That is called normal chromatic light, monochromatic light. Okay, so but when it is passed through a prism, this is a Nicol prism or Nicol prism, prism which is made of calcite. Calcite, that is the chemical formula is CO3, one form of calcite, or what is that? What is that? Isomorph type is calcite. Okay, so now that Nicol prism made of calcite, when it is passed through this, the outside it will be coming as a plain polarized light. Okay, so this is only one direction. Sir, why not in this horizontal manner like that? I mean, I have taken like this because I will be setting the device. This complete starting from here to here to here. This is a polarimeter. polarimeter. And starting from here to here, this device is any device is doing this separate piece you are attaching it. This is called polarizer. Okay, because polarizing, plain polarized light or simply called polarized light. I can call it as a plain polarized light or simply polarized light. Right? Okay. So now when it is passed through, then it comes in. And now you pass through what? This you take an organic substance solution. Okay, so solution of organic compound. We have mostly shown maybe that is also what is that coordination compounds also. Otherwise, mostly organic compounds are familiar in this article. So when you pass through this is coming out and pass through this, what happened? One chance is what it will be rotated. It may happen. Another one is what happened? It may be happen. Because there you know that here there will be a circular eyepiece like this. Okay, 360 degree you can move. So once you are standing here, your eyepiece was here. Okay, eyepiece was here, that is the thing. But the light was coming before keeping the solution. But after keeping the solution, it is not dark only looking. That means that time itself you can understand the substance is optically active. And the light is first, before keeping the solution, the polarized light came to your eyes. That there will be eyepiece so that you can see. That is, after keeping the solution, then the no light, dark looking, you can understand the substance is optically active, because only optically active substance will displace that. It will move the light to some other direction, right side or left side. Here it is see that this is the original direction. And here it has come to, what is that? Anti-clockwise. If you take this left, so this is L, and here means small L, not capital L, completely wrong. Okay, and here this is thing, so it has come to this side, means what is that? This is right side, clockwise right, so this is D. Okay, so D stands for dextro, that is clockwise or right, we can say in Latin word. This is levo, L stands for levo. This is all I told you. Okay, and the symbol we will use it for positive symbol, levo means negative symbol. So that otherwise see that L symbol, D symbol, or minus symbol, positive symbol. This is talking about the rotation. Remember that, talking about the rotation. How much rotated, the angle of rotation will come. But generally it will be expressed in those you can note down, but in CBSE they will not ask. It will be measured in specific rotation. For specific rotation, here what happened, the temperature T degrees Celsius, and here the wavelength of the light. The wavelength of the light will be mentioned equal to, what is that? The rotation observed. Rotation means that angle, from here you are measuring this angle, if it is 60 degree, then this is angle observed divided by length of the solution into concentration of the solution. Length is in decimeter. And this is gram per cubic centimeter, that is gram or gram per milliliter. Okay, this is the thing. So now can anyone tell me what is the definition of specific rotation? Definition. By this time you should learn here, those who know about that, it's not the first time. I have given the formula, this is the observed one. Any solution I can keep, any concentration, any solution, length of the tube may be anything. Not a matter, but as per this formula, what you can say, what is called specific rotation definition? Specific rotation solution is rotation of plane polarized light shown by a solution of 1 decimeter long and 1 gram per milliliter concentration at a particular temperature and wavelength. At a given temperature and a given wavelength. This wavelength and temperature should be mentioned here. At a particular place. Because that is why, so observed may be anything, any length, 20 centimeter or any length, and any concentration solution you can write. But when you divide by the length in decimeter, you will get for number of unit decimeter. And when you divide by the concentration, then you will get for unit concentration. That is why unit decimeter length and unit concentration That is called specific rotation because generally it is expressed in specific rotation. Then only you can compare. Like I have told you many times, whenever you want to compare, it should be either like a percentage. Different mark is not the criteria to tell better student. A percentage only will help you who is better one. Okay, because the same example I have told you. Similarly, when you want to compare, it should be in a standard form, that is specific rotation. That will be always for 1 decimeter length solution, 1 gram per cubic centimeter concentration at a particular temperature and wavelength. Similarly, many solution you find out specific rotation. Now you will be able to compare which is more rotating, more optically active, which is less optically active. Okay, so now suppose if it is rotating in the left side, what happens? Minus 60 degree will write. And if it is rotating in the right side, plus 60 degree will write. Okay, understand? So this is about that introduction part. Polarimeter and polarizer, you remember. Then again, once again, what is this? That enantiomer. I'm coming to enantiomer. Enantiomers are what? Enantiomers are having identical physical and chemical, physical and chemical properties, except the property called optical activity. Only optical activity also a property. Optical activity will be different. Okay, this is point number 1. Point number 2, that the enantiomers, their structure, 3-dimensional structure, if you see now, they are non-superimposable. Non-superimposable, I already told you, superimposable. Mirror images between the two structures. Suppose this is one structure, this is second structure, enantiomer, both of them are enantiomers. Then you keep a mirror, and what is the relationship between them? They are mirror images. Like I will carbon and one hydrogen, here one bromine, here one chlorine, here one iodine. Okay, now what is this enantiomer? If I give this, you can draw, anybody can draw the put at the mirror. It's a shortcut. The non-superimposable mirror images they are. As per the 3-dimensional structure, shortcut method. Now immediately you draw a graph, draw a mirror in between, and this is iodine, here chlorine, nearby, and this is bromine, and this is hydrogen. Okay, you may think that what is the name, IUPAC name? This is first alphabetical order, bromo, chloro, iodomethane. Here also bromo, chloro, iodomethane. IUPAC name same, both of them are same compound. But if this is, suppose I do not know, only by checking only you can say, if this is rotating plus 60 degree, it will rotate minus 60 degree. Remember that. They are chemically same. What is different? You may think that by looking at the next one, I'm telling you, make a model and check. You make a model, mean no need that you can take 4 stick you tie up together. I told you also that coconut tree stick you tie and some color difference you show and try to check up this. Or otherwise, you 3-dimensionally you watch, you see, can any one of you convert the second structure? I told you the second structure into first structure without breaking any bond. One cannot be converted into 2, or 2 cannot be converted into 1 without breaking bond. Without breaking bond, not possible. Interconversion cannot be done. Interconversion cannot be done. That is the thing you have to understand. For those who are not understanding 3-dimensionally, you see that. Okay, I always will check up with the models when you come back. It will be true. So that means what you have to understand is, if this was prepared by some chemical reaction, A plus B, in that 11th standard you have studied one geometrical isomer, cis isomer, trans isomer. When you use sodium plus liquid ammonia, one product, Lindlar's catalyst, another cis product formed, that is stereospecific. The catalyst will lead them to form this. And the same A and B will react to give this one. That is, the catalyst will decide, or the condition will decide. Okay, so they are during the preparation itself, they are formed in that way. After formation, they cannot be interconverted without breaking a bond. So remember that. That is why we are studying. Sir, then what is the problem, sir? Both are same compound. Yes, both are same compound. If they do not have the difference in properties, okay, but they have a difference in property. One is this is rotating right and this is rotating left. Or the first one is left, the second one is. So property is different. That means we have to study. In geometric isomerism, stability is different. Dipole moment is different. So that is why we are studying here. Okay, so now don't close it. Just I will wind up with this. Now I am coming back to this. Here, this each arrangement is called by the name configuration. Remember that arrangement of, so we write down one term. Configuration is arrangement of atoms and groups around an sp3 carbon. Around sp3 carbon. Okay, so this is one. A, B, C, D. Okay, and here what is the mirror image? This is A, B, C, D. I will take as hydrogen. So hydrogen, B, A, and this is D. This is a mirror image. Okay, this is one configuration, arrangement. This is another configuration. Right side, another configuration. This is hydrogen. Right, and the configurations are given the name D capital and D L. Okay, so this is capital D capital and D L, and I am telling note all the point that configuration D mean a particular arrangement, configuration L mean particular another arrangement. Okay, but that D L has no link with the small d and small l, no link. That point is no doubt. Because this is talking about the configuration, arrangement, and this is talking about the optical rotation. Optical rotation, right or left, is what we are talking about. So, at what we are understanding, D can be small d rotation, small l rotation. L can be d rotation, L can be L rotation also. That's what I mean. That the capital D and small d has no relation. Small l and capital L has no relation because the capital letters are telling about the arrangement. We call it as an absolute configuration, and the small letters are telling about their rotation clockwise or anti-clockwise. This point also you remember. Okay, but definitely, see, you and me cannot say that. If suppose if this is plus 60 degree, definitely the enantiomer means they will be. If it is not a enantiomer, they will have any rotation. But I am very boldly writing minus 60 degree means what? That is a point, one more point you add up in the definition of enantiomer. The enantiomers will rotate the plate polarized light to the opposite direction, but same extent. Opposite direction plus minus, same extent is 60 degree, 60 degree. Okay, so that is one problem. Right. Now all of you look at, no need, right, look at the SN1. In SN1, what happens? Configuration changes or not changes? Yes, N1. In SN1, you tell me. And SN2. With this, I will wind up. SN1 and SN2. Very important question here. In SN1, what I told you, two step. That means you remember that 50-50%, 50-50 chances. That means what is that? That the configuration of the starting material will become opposite 50% and retain 50%. Okay, so this is opposite 50%, retain 50%. Okay, that means if suppose the starting is a D configuration, and here it will have a D configuration as well as that is a L configuration opposite as well as D configuration. And suppose that is in configuration wise. Now I am talking about in terms of rotation. I am talking. Suppose if this is D rotating, dextro rotating, the starting material reactant, then the product will be, it will definitely L rotating and 50% will be D rotating. Okay, so but both are same molecule. Product is this alcohol, this is also alcohol. So that means same enantiomers means if it is minus 60, this will be plus 60. Okay, that means overall 50%. That means what is that? It is no rotation. No rotation. Okay, so here you write down this 50%, that mixture form now, that is called racemic mixture. Here I introduce a term racemic mixture. So what is the definition of racemic mixture? Write down equimolar mixture of mixture of enantiomers. Equimolar means that the two meaning, concentration same, volume also same. Okay, this is called equimolar. This is a single term is equimolar. Equal volume and equal molarity. That is the equimolar. So equimolar mixture of enantiomers will be formed in SN1. Write down that in the table column. You write down D and L will form. That is enantiomers will form. Therefore, their one rotation will be cancelled by the other rotation, and there is no rotation. So now you conclude that product mixture, which is also called racemic mixture, is optically inactive. Because they are rotating only active. Okay, so write down that in SN1, the product mixture, since it is a racemic mixture, it is cancelling one rotation. It is, don't think that it is not rotating. They are rotating, but 50% rotating is cancelled by the other 50% rotating. So overall solution only you will take. You cannot take the 50% alone. So the overall solution, that is optically inactive. Right. Now next you come to this SN2. In SN2, tell me, one of you tell me, instead of you, once I have explained one portion, the next portion, all of you should answer, sir, I will tell that. The 150% is over means that other one is just opposite, SN1, SN2. Okay, in SN1, I finished SN2 what I told. SN2, it is attacking from one step. One side attacking, other side is bending. That means, what is that? So here what happens? In this case, in SN1, the configuration, the point also write down configuration 50% retained, 50% inverted. Okay, but here what happened? 100% inverted. So write down that point. In SN2, configuration is arrangement. Okay, so if suppose the starting reactant RX is derotating, and definitely that ROH formed will be L rotating. Okay, it is inverted completely. Their value will be different. Here it will be inverted. And okay, so this is configuration inverted. Now this is generally called by the name Walden inversion. Once again, biomolecule chapter, I will teach this. That's why I'm covering a little more. So Walden inversion, this inversion in configuration, therefore the rotation inverted. If suppose if this is plus rotation, definitely it will be minus rotation. Okay, it is minus. But if it is plus 60 degree, what about this one? Anybody tell me? What about this one? The RX is plus 60 degree. The product side what will be minus, definitely minus, but what is that? It will be, may not be 60. It may be the 35, 40. What is the reason? Because here it is RX, but here it is ROHS. So that is plus 60, but definitely it will be negative because configuration changes, rotation direction will change, and the value may be anything because it is OHS. There here you told minus 60, minus plus 60. That is here both are product. This is enantiomers. Both are product. 50% this product, 50% this product. I was comparing with product versus product. Both are opposite each other. Both of them are enantiomers. So same extent, opposite direction. Here I am comparing reactant versus this one. Floppy clear? Reactant versus. So reactant is plus means this will be because complete inversion takes place. This is 100% inversion. Walden inversion we call it as. Okay, so I have covered this. What is that? SN1, SN2 complete detail, reactivity order, stereochemical aspect, and that in SN1 the product is optically inactive due to DL mixture, racemic mixture, and that reason, if you want for any competitive exam, in DL mixture, why it is optically inactive, it is due to external compensation. External means one molecule, that is one D configuration molecule rotating and the L configuration molecule rotating. That means they are cancelling each other outside only, not within the molecule. One molecule is rotating, Another molecule is rotating, that rotation is outside, it is cancelled. It is called the external compensation. This point will be helpful. It's a very important even for any competitive exam, also the stereochemistry, but only I have simply told around 5 to 10% information, otherwise plenty of things are there related to stereochemistry. Right, so this is external compensation. You will study one mesoform. Anybody, when you study that time you understand. And then mesoform also optically inactive, and that time the reason will be internal compensation. Internal compensation. What is that? Within the same molecule, this is a molecule. In the molecule, 50% will be D, 50% will be L. 50% D, 50% L in the same molecule. So that means within the molecule, so it is internal. So outcome on the molecule itself, zero. Molecule itself, it will be showing zero. Because within the molecule, the optical rotation is cancelling. So it is called internal. That is called the mesoform. It's not enantiomer. It is one special kind called mesoform that I don't know time. That's why I cannot take this. It will take another 1 hour. Okay. So in the next class tomorrow, we will continue with what is that. The remaining properties, very few, it will go very fast, then we will move on to the next chapter. Okay, any doubt you want to clarify here? Any doubt you want to clarify? Clarify and ask that doubt at least after going through that back exercise, textbook back question. Very